I'm going to hold you accountable for knowing what's happening at the bottom. Do you know that 2 members of Congress had to sleep overnight and spend 14 hours in the cold on the concrete at the Otay Mesa port of entry so that Maria, the woman who was tear gassed at the port of entry, would be allowed to present herself because she was on U.S. soil, and legally that's what asylum allows? Did you know that?
Ma'am, what I know is I would ask you...
Yes or no? Did you know that 2 members of Congress had to do that?
I know that we have a process.
Okay, you obviously don't know. But see, this is what I'm saying. You don't know these things. 2 members of Congress. Does it take 2 members of Congress to be there to witness somebody presenting themselves for asylum at the port of entry? That's not what the law says. Are you familiar with the asylum laws, Madam Secretary?
Yes.
Where in the asylum law does it say that when you present yourself at a port of entry, and by the way, when you're on U.S. soil, that you could be sent by an agent to another port of entry? Is it anywhere in the asylum law?
What we're trying to do is process...
It's not in there. I know, just it's a yes or no. It's not in there. Because what you all are doing is not within the confines of the law. You talk about a list. Under what authority is there in U.S. law that a list could be started to have people wait in Mexico? Do you have that authority?
Yes, ma'am.
What is under that? What authority?
The authority is to do all that we can to protect the migrants coming here. So
okay, well, that's not what the asylum law says.
The asylum law says.
And I would ask, can you produce every single list at the port of entry that's under U.S.?
We do not have the list, to be clear. The list is in Mexico.
So you have the authority to do a list, but you don't have access to a list? And you don't control that list?
What I mean by the list, ma'am, is that...
So you're basically farming this out to the Mexican authorities?
Any of your questions?
Well, you don't have answers.
But how do you know? Because you're not giving me the opportunity.
Because these are simple yes or no questions. There's this law, this is what it's under, and you haven't done that. The very last thing I just want to say, because my time is up, is you said that you waited to give direction on how to implement the zero tolerance policy because you wanted to do it with compassion. Do you know how outrageous that sounds? You wanted to separate children and families, and you wanted to do it with compassion. So in the meantime, you didn't do anything at all, and you let kids be separated without tracking them. Do you know how outrageous that is, Madam Secretary? You have no feeling, no compassion, no empathy here.